I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really that interested in who's going to win the election anymore. And I'm actually far more fascinated on who's going to form the next opposition, because that's actually really exciting. There's some big players going on in here. By a lot of reports, Labour are going to win by a landslide. A lot of other reports will tell you that the Tories are going to get absolutely decimated, maybe just over 100 MPs. And that creates a fascinating situation. When you think of all the different players involved here, the Lib Dems reform and the Tories going down to 100 MPs, and the Tories being a party that is massively divided right now, massively divided. The right of the party, you've got your Moggs, your Bravermans, your Patels, and you've got your more moderate Conservatives in the centre. Are they really going to be able to unite that party in taking it in one of those directions, whether they go more to the centre or more to the right? Are they really going to unite everyone to get on board with that? I think that's going to be extremely difficult, whoever becomes leader of the Tories afterwards. And, you know, you look at the emergence of the other parties, you know, your Lib Dems could get up to about 50 odd seats. The Greens could get a good 4 seats actually this election. You know, that'll be really interesting to watch, especially in Bristol. I really hope they get a seat in Bristol. It's just good. It's good for democracy. Reform is really difficult to judge. It really is, because, you know, they could get about 6 million votes, and they could get anything from 0 seats to 7 seats. You know, this is the first past the post voting system that we have in this country. You just have to rely that in your certain area you have enough people that think like you, that want to vote for reform. It's so hard to judge. But say their best case scenario, they get, you know, seven seats. Could you have a situation where the Tory party just splits? Just completely splits in half to the more moderates and the right wing of the party, where they merge with reform, well, it's hard. The more moderates in the Conservative Party merging with the Lib Dems, but, you know, if you look at the Lib Dems now, they're even more left wing on policy than Labour Party are, especially when it comes to public spending, which is a bit of a shocker. So I don't know where their home would be. Maybe if the moderates, the Tory Conservative moderates, stuck with the Conservative Party, and the right-wing fringes, your Moggs, your Patels, your Bravermans, defect over to reform. Although there'd be a big battle to keep that Conservative name, wouldn't it? Because it holds value with certain people. It's really fascinating, really fascinating. And I could really see a situation where the Tories split and you see mass MPs defecting to other parties. Now, in all honesty, I really don't think that's right. I really don't think that's right. I know under first past the post, you vote for your constituency leader, the one that you want to represent your area, and you know, whatever party they're in is second. But it's not, though, is it? It's not. Everyone votes in a general election for the party that they want to win. And if you voted for your MP and a week later they defect to another party and won't be implementing the manifesto that you wanted to vote for, it's not fair, is it? Especially if you've got like 50 odd defections. But it's really fascinating, really, really interesting. If the Tories go down to 100 MP, I just can't see how they're going to unite that party again. I think they will have to splinter off. And I can see where the natural home for the right of the Conservative Party is, whether they keep the Conservative name and the Reform MPs defect over to the Tories. But I can't see the natural home for the moderate Conservatives. I can't see them aligning with the Lib Dems. Like I say, they're more left-wing than Labour at the moment. But it really is fascinating. I was just thinking about it in the van in the drive here. What's your thoughts? Do you think this is possible? Could you have that number of defections? I think the King also has to actually announce who the official opposition is, right? So can they actually go back on that once they've done? Maybe some of you folks with better political minds than myself will be able to get on top of that one. If you enjoyed the video, click a like. If you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe up top. There'll be another video. You can check that out as well. Till next time, take care.
Much smaller creature. The army at the beginning of March 1935, Brigadier General Beck, was involved in the Stauffenberg plot in 1940-1954, Operation Valkyrie, Beck prepares a big memo. He says, ideally, we would like an army of 23 divisions.
What are you
which would be
doing?
about 300.
This is what we call a road Nazi. This guy wants to block both lanes because he doesn't understand how merging in line works. You merge like a zip. You drive all the way down the end, but this guy thinks that he has the right, hog the lane.